Hey everyone, and welcome to WittCode, where in this video we're going to learn what a node stream is, including the different types, be it readable, writable, duplex, and transform streams. So first, let's talk about what a stream is. So a stream is a collection of data where the data is available chunk by chunk, or piece of data by piece of data. This makes them handy for working with large amounts of data, as all the data isn't loaded into memory at once. So for example, instead of sending a whole video file to a client from a server, we can create a stream to the video and send down chunks of it. Video files are often several gigabytes in size, so sending a whole video file at once would spike a server's memory and slow it down. Streams allow the video file to be sent in chunks, saving the server's performance. Now when it comes to the types of streams, Node has 4 types, and they're readable, writable, duplex, and transform. So you have readable, writable, duplex, and transform. Readable streams are used to read data from a source, such as from a file. Writable streams are used to write data to a destination, be it a file or say some kind of socket connection. A duplex stream can be used to read and write data, so it can be used to do both of these. And then a transform stream is a stream that transforms data. So think of it, you can use a stream to compress or decompress data in a file. And all of these stream types here work by using events. But so now let's actually show streams in action. And the first one I want to focus on is a writable stream. And so a writable stream, as we know, is used to write data to a destination. Let's use a writable stream right now to write a large amount of data to a file. So for however many lines this is, about a million iterations, we're going to write this string right here. So if we run this, there's node source index.js. We can see we now have a large file that just says download WittScepter, the greatest Chrome extension. And so what this did is we just created a write stream into a text file, wrote data down to the stream, and then ended the stream. Note that here, when we're calling write, we are writing each line as a separate chunk of data as opposed to writing in everything at once. Now let's check the size of this large file. So I'm actually going to remove this. So I'm going to show you why this is important in a second. If we paste this in, let's check the size of our file. Of course, let me import file system module. Let's check again. And we can see our file is about 82 megabytes in size. And so imagine sending a 83 megabyte size file down from the wire from a server to a client. This can take a decent amount of time, and it can be even worse if the connection is poor. So instead of sending an 83 megabyte file down the wire, let's send it in chunks using a readable stream. So to demonstrate readable streams, I'm going to create an HTTP server, and what it's going to do is just create a read stream to our large file, or our large file, text file, and then pipe the stream into the response. And so what this line here is the most important one. So this pipe method is very useful for working with streams. And what it does is it takes a readable stream and passes it to a writable stream. So here we take the data from our large file and we send it into the writable stream here, which is the response object, which writes or sends data to the client. Now if we run this program, while our server is listening, if we open up another terminal, let's just do a curl, so localhost 5001, we can see all the data coming in. And so what's great about this is the memory of our server program here isn't being spiked as we are sending the data down chunk by chunk, so loading each individual chunk into memory as opposed to loading this whole file into memory and sending that down. Now let's go over duplex streams. So duplex streams are streams that can both read and write data. An example of a duplex stream is a socket. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to paste in some code using the Node net module, and we're going to create a server right here, and then a client to connect to the server. So specifically what's happening is the server establishes a socket connection with the client when it connects. Then both the server and client can read and write data to the socket. So we can see right here is a socket object for the client, and here's a socket object for the server. This on method right here is used to read data, and this write method is used to send data. So we can see how the socket is both listening or reading data and also writing data. And if we run this program, we get hello from client and then hello from server. So we can see how the server receives a message from the client, which the client sent, and then the client reads a message from the server, and the server sent a message. But so those are duplex streams. And now let's talk about a transform stream. So a transform stream is a stream that transforms data from one form to another. For example, we can use a transform stream to uppercase everything in our large text file. So that text file we created, we can use streams to uppercase all the text that's inside of it. So to do this, we create a transform stream from the node built-in stream module. And so this stream module basically just provides ways of handling stream data, and this transform object allows us to create a transform stream. What we do here is we create a transform stream to uppercase the data it receives. And to do this, we simply implement this transform method. And this method accepts 3 arguments: the chunk, which is the buffer to be transformed, the encoding, and a callback function. We then call the callback function in here to signal, and this callback function is used to signal success or failure. The first argument, if it's null, provided to this callback function, means it was successful, whereas if we pass an error object here, then it would have been unsuccessful. But what we do with the chunk of data that our stream receives is we just convert it to a string and then uppercase it. So now we can create a read stream to our large file. We then pipe it to our uppercase stream and then pipe that stream to another write stream. And if we run this program, now if we look at the contents of this file, we can see everything is uppercase. But that's all there really is to streams. Streams are just a different way of working with data and working with data in chunks as opposed to everything all at once. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. But besides that, I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Hope to see you in the next one. If you want to support me more, please consider downloading my Chrome extension called WittCode, link in the description. Alrighty, have a good one.